Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video for TemTem, and this is part 7. Now in the 5th episode we defeated Sophia, who is the dojo master of Azula, and as per the storyline I was supposed to go ahead and talk to the captain of a airship which is also present in the same city. But as we were gifted with a surfboard from Sophia, I decided to go ahead and explore the rest of Dennis, which by the way you'll anyway do if you talk to the captain. But there were a couple of specific quests that you can actually complete in between this, so I decided to go ahead and do that. At the end of last episode, I did end it in my own house. The main reason for this is that we were exploring the Silaro River, which as you can see in the map is pretty huge. But at the end of this river we have a cave which was not available before this. So I'm pretty excited to go ahead and actually explore it. So let's see if that is possible. I'm also gonna try and battle all of these tamers who are available in this route just to level up my TemTems. The cave itself does have a couple more TemTems that are only available over there, so I'm pretty excited to explore it. I also believe that you can go through the entire cave except a couple different parts which I might come back to explore here in the future. Pretty excited for this one. Now, if you do go with the storyline, I believe you'll be exploring Silaro River once more. But there's also a town which is on the other side of the river that you might have to come to. Once you complete the task over there, you get the option to go ahead and move on to the next region. I think that is super nice and I'll definitely take it up. I might actually try and take it up in the next episode. Definitely this episode we will explore the cave, and I think it will take up most of the time. But let's see how that goes. I also, as usual, have sped up this video a bit more, considering that the battle scenes in this game as well as the dialogues are pretty slow, just like any other Pokemon game. So I prefer to have it go in the fast. In between this, I was also able to find a Koish, which is a TemTem that we actually were able to catch before this. It's a pretty special TemTem considering the fact that it does get a pretty good typing. I accidentally killed this one as well, but I'm not too worried about it considering that they are quite popular in this river. Here's the next tamer. Right, this one has a pretty good TemTems, although I might have to switch out Saipad at some point. But let me focus on taking it down with the DC beam. Unfortunately, it did survive. Man, I really wish it did go down right there. Either way, Nuzlocke right there is super strong. I guess I should have targeted on it in the first place. Going with a Martial Strike, which does actually increase our attack stat. Although I'm not really sure how helpful it is right here. Never mind. It did take down my Saipad. Either way, I am able to switch out into Saku, which is kind of my main team member at this point. The more I use this TemTem, the more I feel like I should just add it to my team. Other than Horchick, I believe Saipad is the other team member that I definitely want to keep. And Saku is definitely joining that part as well. Now you might just be seeing me going through a couple of battles here and not really seeing the map or the surrounding itself. That's mostly because we have explored this river in the last episode and I really didn't want to go through that part once more. Lucky for me this turn I was able to find a Koish and was able to actually catch it. This one is only water type, but I do believe that we'll be able to find the same TemTems and other typings in other region. Here we have a Aguamarina keeper. I guess they were trying to avoid people from entering the cave till now, but now that the cave is actually opened, we're able to explore the Aguamarina cave. It does have a couple of floors and we have a couple more tamers. We have a bunch of new items which I'm actually pretty excited to get. But there is a small pathway which I believe is actually only accessible once you get a certain item. I think it's some kind of skates, kind of like a ice skate. So I guess I'll be coming back to this cave at some point. This is totally optional. You can definitely skip it out now and come back once you get the skates. That way you can just go through this cave at once. But in my case, I prefer catching a couple of TemTems that are here before I do move on. Unfortunately, when I did make my way through here, I completely forgot about buying items. I mean, I barely have enough potions or bombs to kind of go through this route. Let's see how much we can actually explore. If I'm unable to battle all of the tamers, I will leave them be. Maybe the next time I do come back here, I can definitely go ahead and battle all of them. The first goal for me is to go through this pathway right here. I believe we have quite a long route, but at the end we do have a question mark icon, which means that we get a quest or maybe just a item for talking to an NPC. Let me see if that actually happens. Here's the second tamer for this route, and most of them are actually either having a water TemTem or a electric one. I think it shouldn't be too tough for me. I'm a bit worried about the Genki, considering that it has electric type moves and it's super effective against Hochik. And if you might know, Hochik does go down super fast. For some reason its defense stats is really not that great. Hopefully I'll be able to do some good damage before it does take me down. Ooh, that was so close. Alright, I might have to go back. Let's see if I'm able to still, I guess, go through this whole cave without healing my TemTems. As you might see, my TemTems are at level 30. Now, this is actually considered pretty high for the next route that's coming up. But the other thing is that the next route is super tough if you have very lower level TemTems. So I would recommend having your TemTems around level 25 to 30 before you move on to the next region. It's definitely going to help in the long run. Alright, I guess I do have a couple more items, although my TemTems are actually going down pretty fast. Right here you do get 2 to 3 options to get different items. Alright, I'll go ahead and select reviving, and she gives me a ether plus. I was hoping for a revive. I only have one and I definitely do not want to use it right now. So I guess Saipat is just gonna be down for this whole path or this whole cave. Well, the next thing for me to do is go ahead and go to the shore right here. You might see that there is a tamer. Let me quickly go ahead and defeat this one. I'm also gonna go ahead and put up a scent. Most of these levels in the cave, they actually have the same TemTems that you have encountered before. So unless you have caught all of the TemTems, I would recommend just going with the scent. This tamer has 3 TemTems and Banshee does go down with 1 hit, which is super helpful. Saku is a bit tough, but with the combined effort, I believe I'll be able to take them down. Ooh. I'm just gonna go with Psy Surge. Feel like that is the better one. Now the TemTems these tamers have are around level 25 or in between 20 to 25. So they are in the perfect range for you to go ahead and get some more experience. I would recommend going through this first before you move on with the storyline, considering that once you do defeat all of them, you do have pretty good levels for your TemTems. And I think it would help a lot with the rival battle that's coming up. And yes, we do have a rival battle just before you leave in the airship. So that is the battle I am looking out for. It's super tough. And if you know Max, she has a digital TemTem, which is not something that I know how to deal with, so I'm guessing that I will struggle against it. Either way, there we go. I had to run away from that. Right here, we are unable to actually cross through this crystal. It's a crystal field, as you can see in the map. It goes through another pathway. We need crystal skates to go through these, so I'm just gonna ignore it for now. We also have two different pathways that we can actually use. One is up here. I'm not gonna go through this one right now. I'm gonna go through the second pathway, which is up right here. We also have a sticker in the side, and going through this one, we come into a pathway which I don't believe has any tamers. Yep, we just have one here who's just an engineer, nothing for us to actually do. Picking up this sticker right here, going through the next cave entrance. Now this one is a pretty important one. We get a special TemTem here, which you won't be able to find in the other places. It does occur around 10% chance. I'm just gonna go ahead and defeat this tamer right here before I try to find that TemTem. Ooh, he actually has it right there. I believe it's called Oshira, and it is actually a water TemTem, but it's super strong. Definitely has a really cool design as well. I don't think I'll actually use it in my team, but I definitely have to catch it. And it's just 10%, so I probably will be running around in the water for quite some time. Either way, I'm pretty excited to go ahead and catch one. I remember Sophia having one as well, and hers had a super powerful water type move. In this case, let's see if we are able to take it down. I might have to heal up Genki after this battle. And ooh, it actually survived, mostly because of the item that I did equip it. And there we go. We have defeated the tamer as well. In the meantime, I'll just run around. Hopefully I'll be able to find the TemTem that I'm looking out for. Now here we have a researcher who's talking about a special mythical place that is up from this waterfalls. Although I doubt it. I don't believe we have the ability to climb up waterfalls in this game, so probably it's not right here. After looking around for, I believe, around 10 minutes, I was able to find the TemTem that I needed. Let's see if I'm able to catch it right here. It is at level 16, so I do have to be a bit more careful. I'm gonna go ahead with the Wind Blade. That did pretty good damage. And ooh, alright. This is where I'm just gonna use Tem cards. I have around 13 of them, so that should be pretty helpful. And that was pretty close. Unfortunately, both of the Tem cards really went down. Let me try it once more. This time we are able to capture it. There we go. That is the new TemTem that I was looking out for. Now that I have this, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. I think I might have to heal up my TemTems, but here is the newer one that I just got. It does have Hydrologist, which is a really good trait. It heals up the HP for every turn that it's present. I believe that's what it does. Either way, after putting up scent back again, we're gonna go through the second exit for this cave. When you come out of this one, it seems that we have a couple of tamers here. Ooh, Belsoto tamers. I was not really expecting them to be in this cave, but here they are. Let me go ahead and just defeat them. They have level 23 TemTems. That is pretty bad. I mean, I'm running out of healing items and I should have bought more revives. Maybe that would have helped. and made it a bit smoother. But of course, I like a challenge, so let's hope that I actually don't go down and lose a bunch of money. After all, I'm trying to save up on it. Water cannon is a pretty strong move, and Karma definitely has a really good stats for, I believe, attack and special attack. So definitely it does a lot more damage. It's also one of the better water type TemTems out there. So if you haven't chosen one for your team, I would definitely recommend you Karma. It is definitely super powerful. Moving forward, I decided to switch out and bring Saku in. Here we have 2 more trapped Belsoto grunts. I wonder why it says trapped. I mean, they might have just lost their way. I don't believe they're actually trapped. Here we have Banshee and Teru. I believe I'll be able to take them both down. Should have switched into Herchik, but I guess I could have been hit. So I'm just gonna go with this. Heavy blow definitely did quite a bit of damage. We have 2 more Taterus. This is not great. Right, at least I'll be able to take down one of them hopefully by the end of this turn. They both seem to target Genki, which is surprising. I might have to be a bit more careful. Ooh, that's because they had a Banshee in the... Alright. That makes sense. The AI in this game is pretty good. They're able to predict the TemTems that are available and the TemTems that they do have that are in line to come out, and try to take down the one that might do more damage. In this case, I am able to take it down with pretty much more damage on my Genki, and go ahead and heal my TemTem right here. Pretty cool. The battles, I believe, are super tough in this game. Regardless of whom you're battling, you never know when you might actually accidentally go down. Moving forward, let me quickly go ahead and explore this route before going back to the entrance. We have a dojo scout here. I guess we could go ahead and let them know that everything's fine. We also have 2 more items, and none of them are revives, which is pretty bad. But going through the final exit, we come back to the main entrance. I believe we were down there in the river before, and now we're on top of a cliff. We have 2 tamers here, so let me quickly go ahead and defeat them before jumping down. Alright, that one doesn't really battle. The next one is walking around here. There we go. I believe there is a item on this cliff as well that I did see when I was swimming in the river down there. Hopefully I'll be able to get that item soon. Let's see if I'm able to take them down. Umishi did go down in 1 hit, which is pretty nice. As for Piranhient, it is gonna survive considering that it is evolved and does have a better stats for defense. For the next turn, I'm just gonna try taking down with the DC beam, which does work. There we go. That is one of the dojo member down. Let me go ahead and explore this platform. The one difficult thing in this game is that if you are trying to complete the side quests at the same time as the main quest, just like how I'm trying to do, you might miss a couple of stickers for the sticker side quest. So go ahead and take it a bit slow. Make sure you kind of look around your surroundings and do not miss any sparkles. Here we have the items that I was talking about. Both are antidotes. Either way, alright, I guess there's nothing really to do, and I was kind of wrong. We only had 1 tamer. Thankfully, I'm able to jump down from here, which is super helpful. And now that we have covered one of the caves, the second entrance is gonna be right here. Let's go through it. This is a fairly small cave, although it does take a long time to kind of go ahead and go through it. This whole part right here is actually made of crystals, but I believe we'll be able to go through it with a certain pattern. Let me give it a try. There we go. We're able to easily get the first item. Although for the second one, I'm really not sure if it's gonna work out. The second item is a bit trickier considering that I'm just running around in circles. Maybe I have to change my direction. Ooh, there we go. Never mind. Really thought I got that item right there. That was the wrong direction. Let me see if this is actually possible. Alright, trying this one once more. I'm able to ignore that item right there, but I'm able to go through this part of the cave. Maybe for that item we will come back once we do get the skates. Right, here we have another tamer. And she has 2 TemTems. 3 exactly. Crystal is definitely super cute. I've actually used it as my starter for the previous playthrough that I kind of played by myself. It's definitely one of the TemTems that you'll be able to actually find before any of the other starters. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as a starter, but it does have a really good defense and special defense stat, which might come pretty helpful, especially in the later stages of the game. In this case, I'm not too worried. Genki might go down in this turn, but let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly heal it up. As for Saku, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to take Leolite down. There we go, it's down right now. One more TemTem left, and should be able to take it down with a couple of hits. I do not actually have a fire type TemTem. I might have to catch one to take down Crystal here. I also believe that melee type moves work super effective on it, but Saipat is down, so I won't be able to use that either. Hopefully I'll be able to level up Saipat. After all, it is still at level 28. Going through this cave, we come to the main cave system once more, but I believe the entrance that you might have seen in the left over there is only accessible with the crystal skates. Either way, that's alright. Genki went down right here, which was pretty bad. I really needed to be alive. I did go ahead and switch whole chicken and try to run away once more. Should have put up my scent. That could have avoided this whole issue. Either way, I'm just gonna go ahead and use scent now. Got 2 more smoke bombs. I mean, smoke bomb is helpful, but it's really not that helpful when I am in between a cave. Wait to end for me to actually go ahead and head back. It's also a waste of a lot of sense that I might have already used, so I definitely want to go through this cave without it. Going back out, we have to make our way through the other entrance, which I think I will just try out multiple times. As you might see, there is another exit in the left right there. The only way to get to that is by going through here. Wonder if I did anything wrong. Right, let me try this one again. Sometimes I am really bad at this, but today it seems that I was able to finally figure it out. It actually took me around 10 minutes. but once you do get the hang of it, you'll be able to clear out these puzzles super easily. Here we have our next tamer. This one's a scientist, surprising again, but I guess we already have seen a researcher in the other cave, so I guess this should be expected. This time I do have her chick. Let's see how well we are able to take down this crunch. Alright, I'm just gonna go with Pace Surge on Scrunch. That might be helpful. Martial Strike is a definitely danger move. I mean, it does increase the special attack every other turn it uses it, and that's definitely pretty bad. Thankfully, Scrunch is 4 times weak to psychic type moves, but in this case it's called mental type moves, and that was pretty helpful. Up next, let me try using energy manipulation on Shamiz, and that was able to take it down in one hit. I am so low in health and I'm just taking my chances at this point. Hopefully I'll be able to take down Piggyback in a couple of turns. Went with Beta Burst, which is super powerful, and I was able to take it down. Unfortunately, my hot chick did go down as well. Never mind. Hopefully I will find a couple of revives. If not, I might have to go back or try to avoid all of the other tamers that are around this area. Quickly picking up this item. There we go. That's a 4-leaf clover. I'm really not sure if that's helpful. At this point, I decided to go ahead and finally revive Saipat. I was wondering if we are able to go through this path, but apparently not. So I guess I'll go ahead and go through the exit here. Hopefully I'll be able to level up Saipat to level 31 as the rest of the team. We have one more item at the end here. And this item is 3 revives. There we go. That is pretty helpful. Here we have another professor who's actually talking about the hidden mythical item up here in this waterfalls instead of the other one. Apparently we might have to climb up this waterfalls to find out what's here. Unfortunately, I do not have the gear for climbing, which we will actually get in the 4th region. So I will have to wait for this one for quite a while. We have one more sticker here, and there is a tamer here. Completely ignored him or her right here. Let me quickly go ahead and defeat them as well. Now, exploring this cave has been super fun, but this is sadly the last tamer in this cave. Thankfully, I was able to defeat all of the tamers so that the next time I visit this cave, I really do not have to worry about the tamers themselves. I think I just have a couple of items as well as this whole climbing part right here in this cave to explore. Now, for this tamer, she definitely has a couple of powerful TemTems. Saku is super powerful and did a lot of damage on Saipat right there. Let me see if I'm able to take it down in one hit. Venomous Claw did do pretty good damage, but not enough. And of course, Saku couldn't really do much either. But I believe I do move first and was able to take them down. There we go. That was pretty good. Alright. I believe there are a couple more tamers left, but that is outside the cave. So let me quickly go ahead and explore that. By the way, now that we are actually out, if I do check out the map, we are actually in the other side of this cave, that is other side of Brickel de Mar, especially the lake that we just explored in the previous episode. Healing up my TemTems. I decided to not revive the other 2. Let me see if I'm able to just level up Saipat for now. Here we have our first tamer. This one has Mishi and Ukama, which are super powerful. especially when they are together, especially when they have the commemorate trait, which will help each other out. Thankfully, it really doesn't do much damage on Saku as well as Saipat, as both of them resist the typing. Hopefully, I'm able to take them down in the second turn right here. With Venomous Claw, Ukama does go down, and after one more turn, I believe Unishi goes down here as well. One more TemTem left. Alright, Saku is at level 32, which is pretty powerful. But that's alright. It's always quite helpful, especially considering that we have a dojo in the second region that we have to go through immediately once we go to that region. Now that the battle is done, we have one more NPC in this lake, but I don't believe he actually battles us. Yep, it's just a swimmer. Here's another one, but she actually battles us. Alright. I believe the last time I explored this cave, I actually came back on a pretty later stage. That is, once I had actually defeated the second dojo master. Although I did do that, I had a much tougher time than this one. So I do feel that instead of just following the storyline, I would recommend going through these side paths just to level up your TemTems. She only has one TemTem, so that was pretty easy. Although I did get pretty massive damage, and Saku did go down as well. Thankfully, Saipat in turn does get one level up, which is at level 30. I might have to revive my other TemTems. But at this point, I completely forgot that, and I actually talked to this next tamer. If you just saw my team, half of my team members are dead. Now this is a pretty tough battle. If I lose to this one, I will be transported back to Prickle de Mar, and considering that I'm at the end of this route, it's gonna be even tougher to come back all the way through. Decide to go ahead and revive one of my team members. There we go, Genki is revived. I'm just gonna focus on the other two right here for now. Sadly, Saipat went down as well. And oh no, I only have Genki. Hopefully I'll be able to survive and do some damage. Decided to go with chain linking, but I also thought that it might really not help me, especially in the level of HP that I was in. This isn't good. Let me try reviving another TemTem before I really do anything else. Genki actually survived with 3 HP right there. That was super close. I might now be able to do a bit more damage. Thankfully, Hochik went down. That means I'll be able to take down Saku as well. That was a pretty tricky battle. I believe I actually used up all of the revives I do have. As far as this route goes, there's one more tamer left, so I'm super happy that I'm able to go through this whole area without worrying about healing my TemTems. There we go. Here's the shortcut and the tamer. Before anything else, I'm just gonna go ahead and revive all of my TemTems and use all of the bombs that were left. There we go. I might have to go back into the Temporium and buy more items, but that thing I will leave for the next episode. Right, here we have the tamer. And alright, we both have the same TemTems, which is surprising. Let's see how well we are gonna do against it. Decided to go with Venomous Claw on Saipat and DC Beam, taking it down in one hit before it is able to do some damage. As for Genki, I'm just gonna go ahead and see what I can do next. DC Beam is really not that great. Venomous Claw definitely did more damage, and Drill Impact is also able to take it down. Drill Impact is a really good move right here, and I'm glad that Genki actually learned it. For the next turn, I decide to go with high pressure water on Genki. Pikipek did go down with 1 DC beam and Genki goes down as well. Here we go. Saipat was finally able to kind of survive. I might have to remove the coward's cloak that I've given to Hauchik and give it to Saipat as is the one that needs more leveling up. Here's the item. This one really doesn't battle, so that's good. Detectorist. Don't know what that's all about, but that's alright. We are at the end of the route. There's 2 more NPCs here, but nothing really exciting. We do have 2 more items. Get 2 revives and 3 cents, which is pretty helpful. And we are back on the path. If I jump down, we are back to Brikal Damar. There we go. That was definitely quite the adventure that I was not really expecting. We really had some tough calls to make, but I'm pretty happy that I was able to go through that entire cave without struggling too much. Either way, that's all I had for today. We have completed exploring Denez as much as possible. In the next episode, I'm just gonna make my way back to Azola, go ahead and talk to the captain of the airship and see what quests we have to complete to move on with the storyline. Alright, hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel as it really helps me a lot. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description, and I'll see you all in the next one.